problem.
Okay. So I'm a little sick. I apologize if it's a little bit hard to hear me.
No, it's perfect, actually. You're great.
Okay,
So let just me introduce you. So Erin is from the Antioch University in New England in New Hampshire in U.S. She's going to talk about exploration of utility and expansion of indigenous knowledge within the seasonal ice zone observing a network, a local observation program database, pilot in Barrow, Alaska of the North Slope Borough. Erin, thank you very much for making it, even if you were sick, and I'm looking forward to hear your presentation.
Sure. So again, my name is Irene, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my project that I did, and as the title states, it's going to explore basically this SeismiNet local observation program database and expanding indigenous knowledge and the use of it specifically as a pilot in Barrow, which is in Alaska in the North Slope in the U.S. And I'm going to talk about how the pilot initially developed and the progress and how basically 3 groups came together to make this project possible. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about what the actual SeismiNet project is and how from all of those we came to have some goals and objectives and throughout the pilot and what we came across for results and conclusions and some ongoing efforts that are continuing on, as well as acknowledgement of everybody who was involved on the project, and I can take questions at the end or as I go. So first, how this project came about is interest from 3 different groups. I, from Antioch University, New England, was interested in doing an internship and a master's focusing on indigenous knowledge in sea ice, and with the University of Alaska Geophysical Institute, they were the group that's managing this database, which basically holds indigenous knowledge, which I'll talk a little bit about after this slide, known as the SeismiNet Local Observation Project, and wanting to see what the potential of integrating that into the schools were. And I contacted the North Slope Borough School District, and they had a desire for using local examples and data and incorporating Inupiaq knowledge within the classroom more so, and they're really eager to help into this project. So I've talked about the SeismiNet, and I'm just going to talk about it now. SeismiNet stands for Seasonal Ice Zone Observing Network, shortened as SeismiNet. And all the contributors are noted on the bottom of the slide, or you can go to seisminet.org and see all of them. Essentially, they're a group of scientists, researchers, institutions, local members, as well as a group of graduate students who are working together in this observation network that's guided and framed by this concept of sea ice system services. And in this process, there's essentially a collection of seasonal ice variables, parameters, weather is also being observed, and a number of other geospatial technologies and other instruments that are being used to capture radar and other information that is housed on a number of links on this website. A number of groups that are participating in this are from the University of Alaska Fairbanks and their sea ice group that you're welcome to visit. And from this project came a sector, a program known as the Local Observation Program Database. And through partnership, who helped house and work on moving this database online is the Exchange for Local Observations and Knowledge of the Arctic, or ALOCA. And through this group in ALOCA, we see this database that's available online, and basically once you sign in, you're able to access all kinds of information of local observers within these communities shown in the map, of all the sea ice, weather, and other animals that they're seeing, whether it's whales, seals, or other birds, and all kinds of information that's being noted and commented from these local experts. All these local experts were nominated from the communities and are still, many of these communities are still making observations today. And from here, we're able to also indicate vulnerability, whether it's not safe to travel or other vulnerability to the communities that are living subsistently, whether they're not able to go out whaling or hunting because of weather conditions, or the weather or the sea ice conditions are unsafe, but all kinds of information is noted within here. And because of its value as a resource, one of the explorations was to basically see if this database could be used within the community as well as within the North Slope Girls School District, which I abbreviated as NSBSD, and wanting to see if there was any comments or suggestions from the community. Given recent climate change and other sea ice factors and weather, this concept of food security is of concern among many of these indigenous nations. And looking at 3 specific Western food security topics, whether it's food availability, feasibility to access the food, and utilization of the food, I was able to explore as an objective of how much of these terms that are placed within these topics could be found within the database right now. And from that, where are there room to improve? And was going to go and have an objective and a goal to connect with the community, see what their thoughts were on that, and then from there work with the school district to see if they're willing to use this database as a framework for a pilot within their schools, and worked very closely on setting this objective. So with going to the communities, I was able to use the method of qualitative semi-formal interviews, and was able to interview over 20 individuals within the community over the age of 30. And through this collaboration, I was able to focus a lot of my